Hello, good evening. It's me, Arisa Gaming. I am here. We are doing some Oxygen Not Included. Hope you're having a good Thursday. You've actually caught me in the middle of looking at an old save, trying to find out what to do with this hatch dropper for the big hatch ranch cluster. It should be alright, but I think it's going to need a little bit of modification. Just trying to merge the two designs between the Flip Farters run, where I had the Sweetle dropper that worked properly, and then how I actually had the hatch ranches laid out on Badlands Boffins, which work correctly. And it's taking bloody ages to load the Flip Farters save, so let's jump in. Don't crash on me, game. Please don't crash on me, game. That would not be very Cashman. That would be Crashman. I think we're alright. Okay, so let's actually get some audio first of all. That'd be nice. It was just this critter sensor I was checking. So it looks like this one here. Is it plugged into this in series? I can't really see. So this is set to above 1, and this is set to below 1. And they seem to be in series. I think that's intentional. Okay, so this one is set to above, this one is set to below. Alright, I'll remember that. Right, let's actually go back to the current save. And in the meantime, you can have a fish update. Oh, the fishies. Fish is doing alright. Whiskers is awake. Uprooted a load of plot. Currently burrowing for food. As she tends to do. I did feed them quite recently. But some of the Hillstream loaches are chasing each other. Oh, I see. Whiskers has found some baby platies. Well, that's funny. Hopefully she does not have much success. Right. Anyways, back to this game. So where we last left it, we had everyone getting hypothermia again. My favorite part of this run. We had a load of bristle blossoms planted. We had back over here. We dug out a load of biomes, grabbed a load of resources. We're starting to melt these ice blocks. That's the aim. So let's just queue up some digging for people to do while we're waiting for hypothermia to wear off. We may as well dig all of this out. I like to do this because when the dupes get the hypothermia, their construction skill goes down, so you generally want to give them some digging to do because their digging skill does not go down. Grab some of this as well. It's fine. We won't find any food in there, but that's okay. You can dig that out as well. It's fine. We have lots of hatches. It's all good. Right, so we got the door here. I don't think we want a door here at the top. I think we want it to be a normal door, because that's where the creature's getting pushed through. And eventually I want some conveyor receptacles here. I'm going to build a very temporary rad room. We'll need the research for that, so let's grab some research. Let's grab the Manual Radbolt Generator. Yeah, just grab this. We'll just use the uranium we dug up from this lump over here. We'll just generate some manual rads just for the conveyor receptacles. We don't have any wheezeworts, so we may as well just do this. And then I haven't laid out the automation wire yet. That's going to be leading to these doors. We'll do that in a minute. How should I prevent the imps from getting too stressed? Well, first of all, make sure you've got all the rooms. This is probably the easiest morale to get. Get a Great Hall, because that gives your dupes +6 morale every day going in there. All you need is a plant in a pot, or a metal statue made of anything. It doesn't even need to be carved, but that will give you the Great Hall, which gives you the +6 bonus. Make sure that you have a washroom, so make sure your bathroom buildings are sealed in a room with no other machinery to get a +2. If you can, put down a park sign. I'm not sure I have it researched yet. I think I do. Here. Yeah, here. You put down a park sign in a room with 2 or 4 wild plants in it. And it's one where everyone goes, like an access shaft. Then you can get the nature reserve and the part morale, which is +3 or +6. I don't know why it keeps resetting. There we go. The box is not behaving, but you get a +6 bonus for 4 plants. So be wary of where your wild plants are, and you can plan an access shaft around them that the dupes need to leave the base. They'll always get that nature reserve bonus, and that's a big deal. Food is another really big source. You want to make sure your dupes are eating at least quality 3 food. So that's stuff like barbecue, cooked seafood. That'll give them +8 in morale compared to like the other foods which give nothing or a very low amount. You can go higher, but barbecue and cooked seafood are probably the easiest good quality foods to get. I actually did a YouTube video about which foods are best in terms of bang for your buck in terms of morale. So that's on the YouTube channel. But yeah, those are things I recommend. If one of your dupes gets really stressed and you want to temporarily de-stress them, you can give them a schedule that is sleep only with some downtime. You also want to make sure that your dupes have a good amount of downtime slots, so they'll get the morale bonus for that. So at the moment we're getting +2 morale because we've got 3 downtime slots. If I increase this to 5, you'll get +4, which is the max bonus. That's quite easy to do as well. But if your dupe gets really stressed, you can put them on all bedtime, because when they're asleep, their stress decreases constantly while they're asleep, and you can put a carpet tile under their bed and it will decrease even further. I wouldn't recommend carpet tiling the whole base to deal with stress, because that lowers everyone's run speed a lot. But if you put it under buildings where they stay stationary, i.e. beds or mess tables or bathrooms, you can get a lot of stress reduction cumulatively that way. So even if they're getting stressed, it's a bit easier to deal with. So those are my main tips when it comes to that. But anyways, let's put a regular door here. And then I'm going to load up the image I have of the automation stuff so that I don't lose track of what I'm doing. Right. So what we do is we have a knock gate here. This sensor goes down to this door, and then this runs all the way up here. I don't think we have a knock gate for the top one, so I didn't need to put this one in. Today's goal is to try and get the hatches fully automated so I don't have to think about them ever again. But yeah, these wires can keep going down here. Because we want this critter sensor to open these doors when the amount of critters in here is low. Actually, hold on. No, I think this is the wrong way. I needed to open this door. So if the amount of critters in here is too low, then this door opens and the critters will fall into this room. That's what I want to do. Yeah, that makes more sense. Then this door doesn't really matter. Let's think about how this automation is going to work. So this is going to be the wire that goes up to feed to the dropper room to tell it when to drop. That's going to all be in series. And then I think I just need to build this as I've got it. So this is the bit where the critters will actually drop. So this door will need to be automated. And then I think I just start building all the bits, but I'm going to need to do some more research before we can do that. So let's just continue. Let's just continue. Plants up here are too cold. Is the water going into the pot? It is. Right, I think it's because there was burst pipe or something. This water isn't getting too cold. So these are all growing now, so I should be able to sweep this. And that should be fine. These are going to be the egg conveyors. In fact, I think these are going to be the everything conveyors. I think everything is getting moved up here, and it's going to get sorted. So let's just set that to everything. We're going to start at the top, I guess. Set these to 8. We shouldn't necessarily need these. This is just to get them in here initially, and as a backup in case something goes wrong. These need to be feeding the hatches, so I guess I'm going to feed them sandstone for now just because we have it. Okay. You still need to reach these. Okay, hold on. I'm going to speed 1 it for a lot of this stream just because I need to think about this stuff as it's getting built. So these need to be set, so if the number of critters is below 8, then the door will open. And more hatches will be able to drop into the room. That's what we want. I'll plug this all in a minute. I don't think this sensor actually does anything. Because this door just needs to stay like this. Power. Let's see. We are making refined metal now, but I'm going to still regular wire it up for now. I think what I'll do is I'll just... the wire go up here. There you go. We'll conductive wire all of this eventually. In the meantime, we're just dropping all the random hatch eggs in here, because this isn't a room, but it will keep the hatches maintained. So they'll keep laying eggs, and we'll just end up with a load of wild eggs in here while we're getting this all sorted out. And eventually these hatches in the wild will die, and we'll just end up with hatches in here. Let me lay out the non-automation parts for a bit. So this is the door that locks. This is where the hatches will get let in. There's going to be some critter sensors up here. Then we'll have the actual drop-off here, which is where we're going to drop off guys once these are all full. If we find any wild ones. And then we need a little pit. This will be where all the eggs are dropped off. So this will be where the babies hang out, and then the babies can't actually climb over these lips. So when they're adults, they can, but when they're babies, they'll stay in here. So we'll wait until they're adults, and then let's see. Then I guess I can just put the drowning chamber here. So what I can do is I can just seal that off. Are these reachable? Yeah, you could build both of these. That's good. Research is done. This is going to be very temporary. I'm literally just going to make the Manual Radbolt Generator. We're going to put this over a door just to make sure that we can turn it on and off, because we can't automate the building. Okay, let's do it like this. So that can go there. The airlock can go here. Then we'll build the actual research station. I can go here, so we can aim this diagonally downwards, and I can hit this terminal here. We'll have a lamp to get the research bonus. And I'm going to put another research station in here just to get the laboratory bonus for having 2 research buildings in here. Actually, does this count as hold on, let's check the root bonuses. Does this count as industrial machinery? No. Good. Actually, that's kind of gross. I'll light this up as well, just in case. Can we actually... I've never actually tested this. Can we have 2 dupes doing basic research at the same time? Because I'm only building it for this bonus, but if we can get 2 dupes doing basic research at the same time, that might be handy. Also, this is louder than I remember it being. Shall I adjust the audio again? It seems like whatever audio bug there was has been fixed. Yeah, the audio sounds normal again. I had it turned up for a while because the game, it was really weird, the sound balance was off. I think it's back to normal, so that's good. But let me know if you prefer it the old way. Here's our temporary freezer, which is just a blob of hydrogen in a cold zone. This is gradually heating up, but there's a lot of chill over here as well. I don't think this is going to get too hot anytime soon. This one actually is too hot. That's interesting. I mean, we can dig this further in here, that's fine. Okay. You built that wall, good. These all count as ranches now. This needs to be set to a priority as well. Although I'm going to make these priority 9, 8, 7, and 6, just while we're getting set up. Okay, so that's sealed off. This is where we're going to have the actual critter dropper parts. And what I'm going to do is we're going to have an auto sweeper up here. This is going to be able to access all of these tiles, except for this room when the door is closed, i.e. when it's drowning the critters. And then I'm just going to have a load of loaders. And we're going to fill these with all sorts of different materials and send them to all sorts of different places. And then this will be the chute where everything comes out. So... Actually, yeah, that is going to be the chute. Because the babies are going to wander into this when this door is closed. We're going to put the automation here to decide when to open this door, to open this door. So what will happen is the critter will wander into here. When there's critters to be added to these ranches, when the ranches aren't full, this door will be open. A critter will wander in here and this door will close behind them. Then this door will open. The critter will wander onto this door. This door will then close on them, and that will push the critter down here through this door. I don't know why this works, it does. It just does. And we've actually got a lot of space up here. This is way more compact than it was when I did it last time for the Sweet Little Grub Grubs. Be interesting to see if this works. But let's put a wire here as well. I'm just going to feed this here. I think that makes sense. And then let's just priority 9 all of this. set priority 8 to construction errands. Get all of this. You need to build this as well. There, not like that. Make this all priority 8. This should provide enough radiation for our basic stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate this so that when this is full, so when it sends a green signal, that opens this door. So we can just connect this up with the automation wire. And this will disable the Radbolt Generator because you just won't be able to stand on it and operate it. So that way we won't generate excess Radbolts. It took us an awfully long time to figure that out last time. Also, I'm going to go change my lights, so I'll just be a second. There we go. Right, how's everything going? Oxygen duration is still a bit low. Why is there polluted water here? Oh, this is probably just polluted water from earlier. Spilled out of here. We're not getting pressure damage, are we? No. We need to add another algae room. I want to add it somewhere else so that it doesn't overpressurize under normal conditions. I think it's probably going to go here. Because this is where we generated a load of algae. So we'll make that today as well. We're not generating too much heat from it now, but we might as well if we're already doing it. I don't think I want any of these dudes. I mean, another chef would probably be pretty good. We're gonna have a lot of farms, we're gonna have a lot of cooking to do. Let's get a stinky. I'm still sad I didn't get a stinky in the whole of Flip Farters. That feels like some kind of cosmic irony. But we've got one now. There you go, dupe number 60. So what do you want? You can have cooking, because we would want 2 chefs at least. One to operate a gas range, one to operate a grill. Realistically, we're probably going to have 2 grills. We already have 2 grills, I think. We built them a bit prematurely, but there you go. Now we can have 2 grillers. Not gorillas, grillers. Yeah. You could prioritize cooking and then farming. I think I'm just going to uproot and replant these. Or actually, maybe instead of doing that... Because the thing is, if we let the water heat out into the environment, it's going to freeze in the pipes. I'm just going to try uprooting them and replanting them. The water's already frozen in these pipes. You know what, actually, cancel all of these for now. We'll plant these later when we've heated up this area. And then we'll send this down here. So this water can be fed to... No, that's not what I wanted. That's really not what I wanted. You know what, just let's do this. Right, and then we can put a mechanized airlock here. I can go there. And then we need to fill this with a little bit of water. So actually, before we do that, let's just dump some water in here. In fact, we probably have a bottle of something we printed off. Yes, brine. Move the brine here. Thing is, that's 2 tons of brine. That's probably way too much. You're carrying a suspicious bottle of water. What if I tell you... If I tell you to drop it? It's probably enough water. Yeah, move that here. And then we'll just empty it. I need to actually remember to use the move tool. So, this conveyor will go here. And what I'll do is send it this way. And then I'm probably just going to bridge it and run it through these doors. Seems sensible. There we go. So, that's going to drop all the eggs in here. Let's replant this one. We'll just keep replanting them one by one until we're confident they're getting to the right temperature. I think that's the best way of doing it. In the meantime, we are actually maybe melting some of this polluted ice. It looks like it could be melting. We are still pumping all the water out of here, just the clean water out of here, just for research purposes. Speaking of which, turn off search. Let's grab the advanced automation. That sounds good. I think that's as high as we need to go. I don't think we need this. Yeah, metals. You made some aluminium, you made some iron. We don't have any refined carbon. Now, I'll tell you what, that sounds like something good to do in here. We have 60 tons of coal. And we're going to generate more. So what I'm going to do to generate some heat in here, just to get started and help with these bristle blossoms, is just put a load of kilns here, and we'll make like 20 tons of refined carbon, and then we won't have to think about it for a long time. Yeah, just heat this whole area up, please. So when it comes to the laboratory, yeah, 2 science buildings. So what we've done before is we've had the material science room in the same, the material science terminal in the same room as the planetarium. We could just research a planetarium, couldn't we? That's over here. Well, this is going to be temporary anyways. This is going to remind me that this is temporary. Because we're not going to get all of our research through Manual Radbolt Generation. So each lot of uranium, each kilogram, will produce 5 Radbolts and half a kilogram of depleted uranium. And to be honest, it's nice to have a little bit of depleted uranium, because you can melt it in a steam room pretty easily. And then you have a liquid that works between 100-ish degrees and 4,000 degrees that you can use for certain things. So we'll make some depleted uranium the old-fashioned way. So yeah, let's make. Each one makes 5 Radbolts. That's one lot of research, isn't it? 5 Radbolts. Why do I not actually know this? 10 Radbolts per research point. Okay, so that means we're gonna want 40. Lots of this to get 1 technology. That's fine. It's not great, it's not terrible. We're gonna catch someone using this? Maybe. Right, let us make the refined carbon. So we've got 9 kilns in here. I'm just going to tell each one to make 20. And then we'll end up with 18 tons of refined carbon. We'll still have plenty of coal left over for other things. And that will generate some heat, and it'll mean we can make steel without thinking about that for a while. Pablo's earned a skill point. What you got? You can just have the link. We'll give you doctoring when we actually start scolding dude. That's not an issue as of yet. Let's make this move. Command, priority 9. I believe that bottle is still down there. Yeah, there it is. Very handy that it has this little marker on it. Once we've drained all the water out of this this area here, we can start using this water for research. We're just taking the hot steam water and putting it over here to try and melt this ice. And I think it's working, because it looks like we've cleared this bit where the ladder was. And we're just going to let it keep dumping down here further and further. You know, I don't use the WASD keys very often for moving around. I might start doing it. My middle mouse button has been struggling. Yeah, this one just isn't growing yet. We'll let Bruton start adding some more heat here. The thing is, once the plant starts growing, it's sort of like a positive feedback loop in that the plant is dispersing heat out into the environment from the water it's consuming. Yeah, we've got a load of hot metal over here as well. Not too hot. Right, let's build another algae bit. I don't want to run out of oxygen. I don't think there's any need to make this insulated anymore. So let's just do it here. Yeah, dig that out. Pause here. It's going to close this off. That doesn't really matter. I'm just going to ladder up here and we'll dig this all out. Go. You know what? I don't think we even need to put a brine up here at the moment. Stick this. Quite cute watching them all go up the ladder at the same time. Someone just actually move this water here. I'm getting tired of waiting on this. These have stopped growing because we've stopped receiving water. Because I broke the pipe logic. Ooh. Very cool. Where's Pav? There you are. You have the goods. Man, I'd already got an idea for a meme video today. Well, I say a good idea. I mean a bad idea. Wait, no! You just picked up the water immediately. Really? Right, okay, look. Move to here. Yellow alert. Now someone else is going to end up doing this, aren't they? Great. Very efficient colony, guys. Good job. Wires are overloading, yes. We are in the process of making more stuff. It's fine. But I am going to need to pay attention to this. Right, there you go. So now empty this. Huh? Oh. Oh, God. Of course! It's water, so it froze immediately. And it... yeah, great. Good job, Matt. Right, we don't want polluted water, I don't want it off-gassing. I guess it will be brine. Can I get you to sweep up like a little blob of brine? Sweep this up. That should be a good amount of brine, surely. It's not that much. I do not want you to just dump the whole 2,000 kilograms from over there. You just sweep all of that up, and then we can deal with that. You should just end up grabbing a load of it. Because it's still pouring on here. So now, if you go here, and we count this. Yeah, you've got 12.6 kilograms. That's a good amount, right? And this won't freeze up here, because it's not cold enough up here. These hatches can live down to -30. So it's just about warm enough for them, which is good. You can sweep this up as well. We will need to copy and paste the setup over here. So, light goes there, light goes... Wait, no, that's not right. Light goes there, light goes there. And then we put in the liquid valve to get the right flow rate. And the vent. And I'm not going to hook them all up this time. Let's see, which water is being fed to these? No water is being fed to these at the moment. Why is that? Because all the polluted water is going to this. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't think that was how that pipe would work. Well, we do need some of this for these, so let's cut this off for now. And what we'll do is we'll do our usual bridge trick. So it will always prefer to go through this bridge first, and then if those pipes are full, then I'll go through this one. Maybe I think I'm gonna need two separate pipes, two separate pumps, because we're gonna churn through 10 kilograms per second for 3 lots of terrariums. This is why terrariums suck, by the way. How about, instead of this being polluted water, we can make that the brine up here. So take this, put a hydro sensor here. Who's idle? Ah, you've trapped yourselves. Well, that's not ideal. My yellow alert this ladder. I think it makes sense to use the cool slush as the coolant, because then we can heat it up and maybe boil it instead of desalinating it eventually. We only have one dude that can do this stuff. You can make sandstone. How about you just make some sandstone ladders over here? Is that not... Oh, you can't reach these. That's funny. I'm gonna run out of oxygen, I think. Maybe. We will need to build some ladders down here, maybe. Get this built. They're running around trying to find the oxygen, but it's getting thinner and thinner. There you go. Some progress is being made, but you guys really aren't prioritizing these very much. I think we're just going to end up doing this instead. Let's just priority 9 this. It's because I've told them to build a ladder instead of digging, and there's hard tiles there. Yeah, you guys will be alright. We got the automation things. Get that done in a minute. Yeah, you can get out of here now, that's good. Yeah, let's get this coolant pipe sorted. So what I'll do is... probably just build some granite tiles here. I'm going to yellow alert this one so it gets done first. And then what we'll do is we'll leave the pipe and the wire through here. It's going to be a little bit of a mess. But I think what we'll do is we'll just have it come in here. Oh, what on earth is this? There we go. Yeah, go around here. Go up here. Across here. That seems fine. And then we'll do the same for the wire. Except what I'll do is I'm going to hook this... Actually, no, I'm going to hook this to the other wire grid, because we're already drawing too much power in this one. So that can go here. So that way, the coolant will be independent from this, although that means I'm going to end up dumping hot salt water in here, which again is fine, because the purpose of this is just to melt the ice. So that's fine. I think what I might do as well is I might actually make another lot of these. So I think what I'm going to do, right, as silly as it sounds, is I'm just going to copy this whole room. We're going to have another independent coal line just for this metal refinery. And we're going to put the sieve, we're going to put the sieve for these terrariums over here. So that all the sieves are together. And just automate that like that. You can make some of this out of lead. And then make some of it out of copper. I guess make the rest out of oh, we have aluminium. Yeah, you know what? Make some copper as well. There you go. I'll cancel this and make this out of make that bit out of aluminium just so it gets done. For now. There you go. Right, and then that will just go here as well. And that will just go here as well. So what should happen is we end up just dumping all the salt water down here after it's gone through here. And we'll have one metal refinery be for just the base metals. Like these. And we'll have one be, and we'll have the other one be for just steel. So that way we know some steel is going to get made. Unfortunately, dupes are manually delivering the water at the moment because it wasn't getting into here. They should be able to stop eventually. So let's see. So that polluted water is going to go into all three of these. We're going to get some messy pipes here. Let's do that like that. And then this water is going to go... So each of these water lines is going to a different thing. It's going to a different Algae Terrarium room. So what I'll do is I'll hook this up here. This one will go up here. And then this one will go up here. So that can just go like this, I guess. I'm doing this just to make sure that the water from the algae terrariums is self-contained. We'll need another bottle empty dump near this as well. I could just put the bottle empties up here. We've kind of removed access to this area through these shenanigans. I guess we can come through here, up here. That's rubbish. You know what? Let's just dump the polluted water over here instead. They can walk over the. Hatch Ranch. We'll insulate this. And then we'll just dig into here. We'll fill this up with warm polluted water. We should be able to build all of this. I'm giving these guys way too many things to do. I'm going to need to start taking stuff off here as well. Like, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to connect this here. And then I'm going to disconnect this here. That should help distribute the power a little bit more even. Look at our two cooks. We're cooking all the bristleberries into gristleberries. Well, they are trying. It's not going that quickly. They're doing their best. Yeah, we need more oxygen up here. You can remove this. You can reach all of these tiles. Now. We want a load of mesh tiles and then just a load of bottle emptiers. And then a ladder. So that'll do. Then you can put another ladder in here. And do this. You still need to do this. Let's make sure we don't forget about moving the brine. May is on her way. Yeah, I've thought about what my next meme video is going to be. And it's going to be, it's not going to be oxygen not included. It's going to be a Dyson Sphere program meme. I'm going to do one of those videos where it's like rating the music. And it's not a tier list, it's just like different memes for different songs. Because the music for Dyson Sphere program is a music. Yeah, so empty this here. It's going to be like one of those soundtrack be like videos. I hate yellow alert. Right, you guys are making all the heat for the refined carbon. This is starting to heat up, that's good. I think what I might actually do is I might just lower the amount in here to 10 each. And then we're just going to make a load more here to help heat this up. So now we have some brine. There is a pocket of carbon dioxide. I think if I build a airflow tile here, that will push the carbon dioxide out into here. I'm hoping. Then we'll also build a mechanized airlock here. Okay. What else is happening? We reach these. You're doing all of this stuff now, it looks like. Actually, at the moment, it looks like you're all just going to the bathroom. I should probably build some more bathrooms. Anyways, we've got a second Mechatronics engineer now. That would be helpful. So, we could build one more set of bathrooms. Probably worth doing. And then what I'll do is actually I'll put some showers here too. I haven't lit these up. I think it would actually make sense for me to put a light in between these, and then it should capture all of the, well, the motion sensor work. I could do ceiling lights, maybe. Nah, we've got enough stuff to do. We've got enough stuff to do. In fact, to be honest, we've got stuff to do even without considering the hatch ranches. So let's just speed it up. I want to get the hatch ranches operational today, but there is other stuff that still needs doing, so... Keep going, dupes. It's the polluted oxygen situation. Looks like most of it is being deodorized. That's good. I guess there really is just a lot of tasks for you guys to do at the moment. You get a building as well. Okay. That is the other thing about these algae terrariums, is they just generate a load of tasks. Let's see. I don't need another decorator, I don't need an unconstructed dupe, and I don't need an anemic dupe. So, there we go. No dupes today. We're gonna get the Hexagon fruit. Presumably use it for space. Anyways, look, Ashcan. Ashcan's doing his best. He's using the manual generator, getting that light bonus. You're just gonna keep doing this. Okay. I think I misinterpreted how many of these lots needed to be done. Five Radbolts, and then 10 units per research. I just completely ballsed up the maths on this. Because you got through that research, and this is full of way more things than we thought. So let's see. We've made 15 lots of this. So we've generated 75 Radbolts. And we've got 70 Radbolts in here. So what's going on, game? Is the rate just much, much lower? Oh no, did text-to-speech not work? Maybe text-to-speech is just a bit slow.
Do you drink artificial water?
Oh no, there we go. Yeah, it is just really slow. I don't know why the text-to-speech is so rubbish. I think the program I use has changed since I got it. And there we go. Do I drink artificial water? I don't know. Does Pepsi count as artificial water? Today's stream is sponsored by Pepsi. I should drink more real water. That is a goal. That is a goal that we should all have. Well, whatever. This door will open when you finish with here anyway, so I don't think it actually matters. What else do we want? I think that's it for now. So just keep generating Radbolts until this is full. Yeah, let's speed up. You guys have a lot of stuff to do, and it seems like a lot of it isn't building. We're not seeing a lot of building going on. Seeing a lot of cooking. Seeing a lot of delivering of stuff. Got a little bit of building going on. But not a lot. Seems like there's one guy building all of this. Let's up the building priority on a few people. There you go. That should help get the building done. One would hope. We need to automate the movement of the food to the freezer as well. I would like to make a permanent freezer because this one is warming up. So you guys just manually delivering coal around a lot too. Yes, let's make this party 8, this party 7, this party 9. So I'll deliver to the furthest away one, which is the coldest. So that's a saltwater pipe. Yeah, now you guys are actually building stuff. That's good. I was a bit worried that you weren't building anything. We need to deconstruct these ladders. But But yeah, if there's one thing these dupes aren't short of at the moment, it's real water. Because we have 2 water guys pumping it out at the moment. We're filling this tank very quickly. We have a saltwater guys are here. We have all this ice that we're melting.
Thanks for the raid.
Hello, Trouble Queen. That's the first time that default raid message has ever played, I think. That's the default message. So I don't know why it hasn't been playing, but I think I fixed why it wasn't playing. How are you doing anyways? How was Planet Game doing? Planet Crafter? That was Whiskers saying thanks for the raid. Which is what they were normally supposed to say. Yeah, that Planet Crafter game looks very much like Subnautica. Like, it just has a similar sort of feel to it. Found a couple of bugs. I presume you mean gameplay bugs and not like insect bugs. Although you may have found some insect bugs as well. Yeah, have some branching. Have supplying again. Bugs is in the guy we took one. Fair enough. Okay. Well, it looks like they built this all in order and we didn't leak the brine out of here, so that was a good, happy accident to have. We do still need to build all of that. This needs to be wired. I think we're going to leave it at 16 dupes for a while, because I don't want to build another mess hall, and we're currently struggling with oxygen a little bit. We can definitely make a spawn. But I want to use these algae terrariums, because we've got so much algae. I think it makes sense. And I don't normally do it. I want to do at least one run where we go ham on algae terrariums. But yeah, let's just speed it up. Get everyone to do everything. I'm going to keep skilling everyone up as we go, because we just need people to do stuff as quickly as possible. Yeah. So as expected, this machine has now been turned off by the door. So this won't generate any more things. We have 11 kilograms of depleted uranium. That's neat. Sort of generated some heat over here, but they haven't really been running these kilns very much. It's just too much labor. This is the issue we have at the moment, is we've got so many jobs to do, even if with this many dupes, it's not really working out. Also, May, you can sleep in here. Let's leave the loud snorers on their own. In terms of priority, you've got these things to build. Oh, okay, you did get the ladder built. That's good. Because we're going to need to melt all of this as well. I'll worry about melting these later. Yeah, I should actually stop dumping polluted water in here now. Should just start dumping it here. In fact, I think that's what I was going to do. Was once we grab all of this water, the research, we're going to. In fact, let's continue researching just to consume that water. We'll grab the exosuit stuff. We'll always need. Once we've done that, we'll just put like I guess we'll just put the bottle emptiers down here. I think that makes more sense. And then you can just start dumping polluted water in here. Make these mesh tiles. You're gonna go straight to lurk, you need sleep. Fair enough. Enjoy your lurk/sleep. Mari. Let's give you... I don't need more decorating at the moment, but I'm going to give you rocket piloting and we're going to take you to suits. I think that makes sense. So that's not powered. I do need to build this. I need to update my list. Also, we have a sage hatchling egg. So guess where we're going to put our sage hatchling? That's right, in the room with all the sieves. That way they'll eat the polluted dirt in here. Stop making that such a nuisance. Yeah, there really is just a lot of building later things to do at the moment. Let's see. So you've done all of this, actually. You need to do this immediately. I don't know how this has ended up happening. You can build all of these. But please do so. Set this to 10. Put this to 19. Yeah, there you go. So that's going to power this. This is just going to make steel forever. We only have enough lime to make one lot of steel. That's funny. Is it all in here? I guess we just haven't made that much lime. So this bridge needs to go... Right, okay, let's actually get this hooked up now. So this needs to go here. And then this... This needs to go somewhere else. So deconstruct this. This piping is becoming very messy. I can disconnect this and repurpose this line back. And again, I've got water up here I can just pump into here, but I just want to make sure that it's that the algae terrariums are all self-contained. I want to make sure I'm not wasting their water and that this is all just geyser output. Just to avoid me getting confused. So yeah, what then need to happen is this will need to get deconstructed. This will need to go up here. Yeah, there you go. And then this line just needs to get connected here somehow. So that's probably gonna be one of these double bridge thingies. We already have a bridge here. So I think what we do is we bridge this, then we bridge these. We get some almighty spaghetti. And then this just gets deconstructed. Actually, cancel deconstructing this. Separate that. Then you can just deconstruct this bridge. Okay. So priority 9 all of this. And then each of those 3 sieves should go to a different algae terrarium room. Set this to 3,300, please. Then we need to... Oh yeah, we need to build one more bridge. We need to put this here. We need to connect. So now all of these should be receiving water from their respective sips. Okay. So that means I'll need to actually build the algae terrariums here. Let's priority 9 those. Built all of these. So let's set those to the same as that. Damage overheated? Oh, right, the water has run out of here. Okay. Let's just rebuild this out of gold amalgam. That's fine. This does need to be set to above 50, which it is. The copper situation over here is we have a load of copper here. We have a very hot igneous rock tile here. The ice is slowly getting warmer, but not very much because the conductivity is just rubbish. But I think that's the best we can do. I think we're probably going to break in there and grab this eventually. Priority 9 this move. So yeah, if we put in this third lot of algae terrariums, I think that should be enough oxygen for everyone. So let's also
seek fluid intake.
Ah, yes, water, real water. We have been talking about this. Right, I need to go get some real water. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it on speed 1. And I'm going to go get some real water. And I'll be right back. So, what a break. There we go. Right, I'll be like 2 minutes. See you in a minute. No, not coffee, water. No, not water. Just regular water. There you go. Alrighty, real water acquired. See, I've got it right here. Proof. Right, let's go back to the game. So you guys have built all of these, that's good. You are starting to get the water, that is also good. You're going to keep manually delivering it for now. That's not good. You are grabbing a lot of water at a time though, so this should eventually catch up with that pretty well. Yeah, these are back up to snuff, that's good. We don't need any of this yet, I'm just researching it to try and consume this water, which we've mostly done. I'm actually going to just tile this in and just push... No, that's not tiles. Just going to tile it in and push the water over. And then I need to start thinking about Paku. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to use FRD dots build because I can fit that really neatly into a base. And I'm not 100% sure where to put it yet. Maybe I'll put it over here. Maybe I'll just put it over here somewhere. I think that makes sense. Oh, we're making more refined carbon. That's good. In the meantime, we are slowly grabbing everything and dumping it up here. I don't think I wanted to grab all the building materials. I guess that's... we failed to reach the algae. Let's build a quick ladder and grab that. Same with that, I guess. But this water going in here is quite cool. This water down here is the pot. So I want to dump the cool water in here so it gets heated up by the algae terrariums. That's why I'm not using the hot water for this. But leaving these pipes exposed is letting some heat into the base, which is good. I don't really want to put in yet another one of these. Because at that point, we're going to need more than one of these polluted water pumps. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to keep the polluted water tank here, and I'm just going to build the fish tank on top of it here. I think that makes sense. But I do want to finish this as well. This should work in the interim. So let's actually get this finished. Well, let's go back to my reference image and have a look at it. I think I am going to have to go back to the previous save and have a look at this to check how this all works. So first things first, these are connected in series. I'm just going to build this all out of aluminium. So those are connected in series. This goes over here. There's then a bridge that comes down here. We then have a filter gate that goes here. That operates this door. We then have... So this is the line connected to the NOT gate. So that plugs in here. No, that plugs in where it's currently drawn to. This plugs in here. This door is here. Oh, that means I'm not going to be able to put the NOT gate there, isn't it? I think that's fine. And that's an AND gate, not an OR gate. Yeah, that fits there fine. It's not going to moan about that, is it? We do put a NOT gate on this as well. I'll explain what this all means when it's actually built. But this is where the NOT gate goes. This can go here. This operates this door. Yes, I see. This operates this door, and then the other output operates this. And then what I need to do is I need to send this over here. Then what I need to do is I need to have a NOT gate on this. Actually, you know what? Instead of doing that, let's do it like this. This is all going to make minimal sense at the moment. So we put a NOT gate here. No, that's not right either. Ah, I see. I need to put the NOT gate there. Probably shift this around. Do it like that. So we need an AND gate, and normally I was thinking of putting it here. It's annoying you can't mirror these. That would be very handy. But I think I could do it like this. The issue then being that I need to reach that there. Oh, actually, I know what I can do. This is the thing with automation is, if you're not building it exactly the same way, you often end up having to lay it out slightly differently just to get everything to fit. So that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. Right, that should work. That should be all the automation we need to get this to work. There's no way I can tidy this up. I don't think there is. This bit all needs to be as it is. Let's send that wire around like this. Don't need a bridge. That's fine. Yeah, let's just do it like that. I don't like using bridges unless I have to. In fact, actually, let's do the same thing here. That'll just make the design easier for me to read. Okay. That looks better. Then this needs to be set. The brine freeze? The brine did freeze. It's not very cash money either. Ugh. I'm gonna have to get oil just to get this thing to work. No, I think I just need to heat this area up. That's what needs to happen. You know what? What was I going to suggest? I was going to suggest we just grab a load of this hot copper. Put it there. I mean, that would work. The volcano is idle. Should we... I mean, if we open this up, all the heat is going to leak out of here. Also, we're going to get super scolded. I'm beginning to realize why that was a bad idea. That's what makes it fun, though. I mean, you're not wrong. It would be fun to just run in here, grab a load of hot copper, and get out. All that hot CO2 is going to go down here. We'll risk it for a biscuit. Come in here. You haven't generated any copper yet. Let's do it. And we can just make a temp shift plate out of copper, and that will work. Provided that Pav digs that out. So, this needs to be a yellow alert. Let's make that out of copper. Game. Game, remember that there is copper. There we go. We have 9 tons of really hot copper. Let's just put 1 lot. Maybe let's put 2 lots here. We'll yellow alert it. Printables. Don't need more thimbleweed seed. Don't need a doctor. I'm not gonna. This is a pretty good dupe. I did say I wasn't gonna take another dupe though. I don't think I am at the moment. I think we're gonna just stick with the ones we have for the immediate future. Then maybe we'll add some more sorts of stuff. But we need to get better oxygen generation than Algae Terrariums. Because we can't really upscale this to stupid amounts. I mean, maybe we can. I'm just going to need a stupid amount of sieves. So somehow you have not scalded yourself. That's good. Somehow the heat isn't leaking too much. I guess because the gas isn't leaking too much. Oh, maybe I was fussing the whole time. Yeah, just stand on top of the hot bit. That's fine. Right, and are you still grabbing even more? Wouldn't have thought you guys needed so much copper. Surely you're done now. Right, so reseal this. You got the really hot copper. That should help melt all this stuff. Would have thought anyways. There's definitely something going on. We got copper ending up over here. Oh, because the dupe dropped the copper? It's amusing. This is not... Actually, this is melting the ice a little bit. Needs to get to minus 16.5. Is that going to happen? I feel like it's not going to happen. Unreachable build. Oh, right. Send green signal if below 1. There you go. So now you can reach that. You resealed this, and there was actually almost no heat leak. That's impressive. Speed up again. This needs to be set to 3 seconds, I believe. And then this needs to be set to above 1. This needs to be set to below 1. It may need to be swapped. Okay, that's fine. Right, so let's see. This copper is at 500 degrees. This copper is at 100 degrees. Yeah, it's getting hotter. I'm hoping that will be enough to actually melt the ice. Okay, yeah, that worked. We've got 2 different liquids in here now. That's good. The things we do where we don't have oil. Oh wait, is it going to boil the water? I did not consider this. There's a chance. No, just cancel this. And it's going to keep dissipating its heat out into the environment. The copper is decreasing in temperature. The question is it going to hit 0? Or is it going to hit 100 before this boils? I imagine probably not. Maybe. I think it'll be alright. Let's just leave it. If it turns to steam, it'll recondense. This should be fun. Right, so this should technically work now. So I think what I need to do... So these are all open because the room is empty. This door is here, that's fine. So let us actually set that to priority 9. So that's priority 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, let's also get the... Let's actually get the conveyor receptacle research done, because that's why we even got the radiation science. Or have we already actually done that? Set. No. Let's go grab that. And then what we should do is actually wrangle these guys, move them into this room, and then see if the dropper works. But yeah, essentially what's happening is these sensors are saying whether the room needs filling or not. So the room does need filling. So this door opens, and then this sends a red signal. And then because at least one of these is red, that's sending a red signal up here and up here. So this AND gate says if this signal, red, if this needs filling and there's not a critter in here, then this will open. Then this door will open. And then that will send a signal to this door to open it a little bit later. Let's just watch it work. I feel like I might not have done this 100% correctly. Someone should be dumping the guy in here. I mean, storing 7 out of 8 critters. Oh, you can't reach in here. Right. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn this off. Grab those guys. Let's just make this a yellow alert. I want to make sure this works. Looks like we're generating enough oxygen at last again. We've not got that alert anymore. So these doors are here, so that the dupes can access this room without interfering with these doors. Right, so now you need to dump the critters in here. Why is it not now? Is it because it's downtime? It could be. Yes. This auto sweeper is trying to do something with ice and not getting very far. It's actually from the liquid seal here. That's interesting. How about now? Grab the dudes. Grab dudes, please. Send dudes. And we'll see what this thing decides to do. So the hatch is here. So the hatch should either wander over here or wander over here. I guess this will test both systems. The hatchling will only wander this way. So the hatchling is wandering this way because it can't jump up here. The hatch is wandering this way. It could. So the hatch has entered the room, which means this door is now sealed, and then 3 seconds later, this door will open. So I think this line isn't working. Let me have a look. I think this needs to be set here. I think this needs to be set to turn green signal if below 8. Yeah, so get that done, please. So this guy's wandering over the top. You can't get over here. So now this thing is triggering. That's going to open that up. This guy is then going to wander into here. And then that door will seal, and the guy will get dropped down into the bottom room. Then it'll reset, and then this guy goes through. He gets sealed in. This opens. He'll eventually wander in here. Then he'll get dropped. Good. So that bit works. This is not working. I think I actually need to disconnect this from this. What's going on with this? Is there a dude in here? I need to fiddle around with this a bit more. So this is sending a green signal because this room is empty. We need to fill these rooms. Sorry, I'm just going to have a look at the image again. In fact, you know what? Let's go at this point. Let's go and have a look at the other save and see what we did and how that was slightly different. Because I feel like I shouldn't need to change this too much. Let's save it and go have a look at Badlands Boffins. No, not Badlands Boffins. Flipped Castroid. In the meantime, let's have a fishy update. Has Whiskers moved? I think Whiskers is just in the center, just hanging out. Probably can't see them at the moment. There's a big snail here. Don't know whether you can see it. I've got a lot of snails in this. I don't think Whiskers has been munching the little ones too. Still a lot of little package. I'm really looking forward to having some more babies, because there's 2 sort of teenage fish in there at the moment. I'm looking forward to the number of fish increasing. But I'm seeing a lot of these babies out in the open, so I think they are going to get eaten by the adults if they're not too careful. It's fun to take. Snails in there too. Right, let's go back to the game. Because this dropper worked. And I need to figure out why it's not working exactly the same on this current save. Game. Right, so neutral only. We're back again. So what we did here is we have something very similar. In this case, all of these buildings are full. Oh, these are set the other way around. Above 5. Ah, okay, so these are set to above rather than below. Ah, that's where I've gone. And then they're connected to the door below. Okay. Yeah, that's where I've gone wrong. Okay, that's fine. And that gets the signal the right way around. That one's above, that one's below. Set to 5 seconds. I think 3 is fine for us. Okay, I think that's all we need to do then. Because this is otherwise hooked up the exact same way. Okay. Well, that's slightly annoying. So ours need to be set to above 7, because they're for hatches rather than grub ropes. I'll tell you what, this automation stuff always confuses me. Like, my perspective is the simpler the automation is, the better. Because when something breaks, you want to understand why it's broken. If you can't figure that out, then you're in trouble. Right, so these need to be set to above 7. So copy these across. And then what these need to do... So, as I originally had it... Why am I using the plumbing tool and all that? That's not a good idea, is it? So what I need to do is hook these up. Hook these crystals up to the door below. This still needs to go to a NOT gate, so I'm just going to have it here in case we extend it down here. Yes, this was the issue. Okay, so build all of this. You don't have anything else to build, do you? No. You've all got hypothermia again. That is really fucking me off. The sooner Clay fixes this bug, the better. Every time we reload, everyone gets hypothermia. I clicked the wrong button again. We got the skills to pay the bills. It's not raw. Royal flush. I don't think we clicked this very much. There we go. What skill points do we have then? Lindsay, you can have digging. Does anyone else get this bug? Where the dupes just start with hypothermia? It's my least favorite thing in the game at the moment. Right, let's speed up. You guys can build all of this. And then this should work properly. So this means if this room gets above 7... What's controlling this door then? Doesn't seem right. You built all of this. You have. But this is set to above 7, so these are all closed at the moment. Do I need to have this be linked? I'm going to close all these doors. Oh, so this is going to try and load it. Oh, I see what's going to happen. This is going to try and load it from the top. Ah, okay, so that makes sense. So when this room gets above 7, this door opens. I see, and then they keep opening, so it fills top to bottom. Ah, I was confused. I thought it was going to fill it from bottom to top. Okay, this should work then. So let's just wrangle up all the remaining hatches and dump them in here. So there's a hatch there. Hatches here. Any hatches over here? Oh, no, they probably all. Don't know where else any hatches would be at this stage. Probably all of them. Yeah, dump them in here and then we can start ranching this. I stopped making refined carbon. Okay. Stinky, you can have cooking too. There you go. Let's actually adjust the list like I said I was going to. The refined carbon goes on there. Lime goes on there. Probably don't need these anymore. Clay I'm going to turn off because I want to make ceramic as well. We just want to turn all the clay into ceramic. Data banks goes on there. Put the other metals on here. Diamond, yes. Algae, yes. Rock, I don't really care about. Metal, yes. Seeds, I don't really care about. Right, so 12.8 tons of refined carbon. This is cooling down again. I don't think it's going to cool all the way down to those negative temperatures again. It will be alright. I think we made enough refined carbon for now. Let's make, just set these all to infinite for ceramic. Let's just turn all the clay into ceramic. I don't think there's any situation where we don't want to do that. And then sweep this up as well. These need emptying. These are set to priority 9. But these priority 9 as well. Yeah, and then this thing is closed because we're trying to fill the room. Okay, so now I think I can explain all of this. So now this is the part of the stream where I give the actual concise explanation about how this dropper works. We've wrangled some hatches. That's what happens. So what will happen is the critters, the hatches will hatch in here. The babies will be stuck in here, and then when they're an adult, they'll be able to wander over here, or they'll be able to wander over here. Now, because the ranches still need filling, this is turned off, which means the door remains closed, so they can't wander into the drowning chamber while the ranches need filling. So they will eventually wander over here. When they wander over here, these critter sensors will trigger, which will close this door. But at the same time, because the ranches need filling, it will also activate this filter gate, which means that 3 seconds later, this door will open. So the critter will end up in here, this will close, this will open, and then the critter will eventually wander into here. These critter sensors will deactivate again, meaning that the door will close on it. And then, because this door is here, the critter will fall through this door because the door is closed on it. And then it will fall into the top branch. And as the top branch fills, eventually it will fill enough that this critter sensor will flip, the green, because there's above 7 hatches in here, because the capacity is 8. So then that will open this door, and the next set of hatches will drop into the next ranch down, and then so on and so forth, until all of the ranches fill. And because these knot gates are all in series, when all of the ranches are full, and only then, this automation wire will turn red, which will stop this from activating, and it will also open, so no more critters will be let in under any circumstances because of this AND gate. And this will activate. So this will open up. And as soon as the hatch wanders into here, from the breeding area, the door will close and the hatch will get drowned. And this will happen until all the hatches drown themselves. Because this is set to below 1 critters. This is a green. So if there is a critter in here, wait. Yeah. So if there is a critter in here, this will turn red and this door will stay closed. Yeah. Okay. I think that is the complete explanation of how this works. Did that make sense? If you have any questions, let me know. But I'm pretty sure that's all there is behind this critter dropper. And then these loaders will just load up with whatever is there for the hatches. We want to build the conveyor receptacles as well. They're still researching these. Yeah. We need the water. We need to push this water over here. Please build those tiles. That's fine. We've got a tile of ice. Great, good job. I feel like we have too many jobs for our dupes to do. Insufficient oxygen generation. Yeah, because these aren't working. We need people to empty all of these. I'm not a huge fan of these algae terrariums, but we have built them. We decided to give them a try. So now I need to think about where all these things are going to go. And I need to think about where the packer are going to go. Because I am just contemplating extending these hatch ranches up here once we've melted all of this, and I am contemplating extending them over here as well. Because we could just remove these farm stations and just reshuffle the rooms and hook everything up, and that should still work. Let's build another bathroom here. Can you actually reach these? No, you can't, because you need to actually dig this. That's fine. You're safe for now. Have the egg over here. We don't need this anymore. We don't need any of this anymore. Well, we need those tiles to actually get over there. And again, I'm just going to move these eggs here. Let's just speed up. Let's just see how the dupes get on. Because there's literally no building tasks at the moment. So if they're kind of overwhelmed by tasks, that's really bad. You shouldn't need to manually deliver water to these. Oh, I guess it's just because we've got a lot of water bottles here. They're trying to dump them somewhere. That makes sense. Just want to heat up this whole area. Build a load of kilns here. Yeah, so you're dumping the polluted water in here. That's good. Those are set to priority 9. Let's set these priority 9 as well. They are already set to priority 9. We can wrangle this guy as well. Let's just run it for a day just to see whether we're actually generating enough oxygen or not. Because, yeah, the pressure is getting pretty bad up here. I mean, the maths suggests each of these is producing 44 grams per second. The maths is suggesting you need about 5 of those for 2 dupes. Continuously running. So I would suggest that we have enough. But a lot less than that at the moment. So 5 is enough for 2 dupes. We have 33, so that's enough for 13.2 dupes. So we probably need to make another room. Be annoying. Well, let's see what happens with it running a full whack for a little bit. Maybe we'll be alright. Anyways, we've consumed all the water over here now. So what I should do is move these down here. So let's... I could have future-proofed this a bit better. Deconstruct these. And then we'll build them one at a time, I guess. Start pitcher pumping all of this water. You can see the ice has really melted over here, so that's worked pretty well. Hey Pavlov, how's it going? We've mostly just been farting around. We did get the Hatch Ranch dropper working, and I just explained that like 10 minutes ago. So we should rapidly fill up with hatches, provided that people actually groom these guys. And then other than that, we put in another metal refinery just so we can make steel, but we don't actually have the lime for it. We don't have the eggshells, so again, getting these online. I'm also just putting down a load of kilns, and if the dupes get bored, they could just fill these with clay. We already made about 10 tons of refined carbon, but obviously don't want to turn all of our coal into refined carbon, just to generate heat, but we will do that for ceramic. There you go. I'm slowly heating this area up. Holy hell, there's a lot of kilns. I mean, the idea is that they all get filled up, and they each operate a couple of times. And then we've got enough heat. But we'll see. Oh, we got another Mechatronics guy, and this guy has operating. He has noodle arms, but he does have tiny interest to cancel that out. I really want a third Mechatronics guy. I think we take him. Yeah, I think we take him. I'm not going to turn down the Mechatronics guy, even if they have noodle arms. Yep. So that is Steve. Steve can go here for now. But that is the last dupe. I'm not taking more dupes for now. We don't actually have a mess table for him at the moment. Do we? Let's research. We research notifications. We're still waiting for water at the moment. Let's research notifications and get a party line phone in each of these rooms. Although I should put that in the center. Yeah, let's remix these rooms now. Yeah, skills. Let's see, Steve. You can have operating. We're just gonna make you an operator for now. Hey, City Device, how's it going? The O2 looks pretty thin. Yeah, we just put in another Algae Terrarium bit up here. We'll see how it goes. I don't really want to put in a fourth, but we may have to. We did just put another dupe. Who else have we got? Frankie, you can have... You might as well have supplying at this point. Get you to Mechatronics as well. And then we'll have 4 Mechatronics dupes. That'll be pretty good. So that means I should actually start mechanizing stuff. So... Oh. We are eventually going to have Bristle Blossoms in all of these. So I probably should just set up the Mechatronics stuff. We don't have any lime at the moment, so I'm just going to copy and paste. I think we're going to make all of the aluminium ore into aluminium. So I'm just going to copy and paste these settings for now. This middle mouse button is winding me up. Pretty working properly. So let's put another 2 mess tables there. Deconstruct this. And then we'll put the party line phone here in a minute. We also built a temporary radiation room. So we made a decent amount of Radbolts in that. Let's just set this to infinite, because this will turn itself off when this is full anyways. There's no need to actually limit it. Put another mess table in here. Have up to 18 dupes. I think we can have up to 18 dupes in here without the loud sleeper being annoying. But we're definitely not going to go any higher than 18 for now. I promise. So in terms of the coolant as well, this has not been running because this needs to be set to above 50. Right. There you go. So now these should get filled with cold brine, and that should get dumped in here as well with the rest of this. And then I need to deconstruct these and start putting the pitcher pumps here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put the Paku tanks here. We're going to move these eventually, and we'll just keep expanding the Paku tanks out here. I think I'm going to use FRD Doc's design, because it will fit really well into our 4 high base rooms. So I'm going to try and build that. Can I get it built today? Doubtful, but I'll set ourselves up in a position where we can do it next week. In the meantime, let's move the pitch pumps down. We got a stage hatchling, so we're going to start eating some polluted dirt soon. That should be exciting. Let's build another bathroom here. So this is the water line. That is going to go over here. Then this is going to go... That should be fine. Then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to 3 showers, and we're going to space them out and put some lights in. Yeah, deconstruct these. Like these. This kiln thing should be like the last thing people do when they're idle. We are gonna stop giving people work in a minute, I promise. So that will go there. I'll probably need to re-lay out these pipes again, that's fine. Well, it doesn't say the oxygen is low. If I look at the report, yeah, more oxygen is being generated than consumed at the moment. So hopefully we don't need to put another one. What's going on? Illumination. We removed the wire, didn't we? No, these just aren't full. Put those probably in. We have a bin full of coal here. Probably actually worth me putting an order sweeper here. That's fine. We have all that hot copper we brought in to heat this up earlier. So let's just use that to build this and move some more heat around. That can go here. I guess we'll do this for the rest of the coal power plants. Oh, except we don't have the storage next to the others. Well, that's fine. So let's see. This needs to be changed. So deconstruct this. Then this needs to go over here. That needs to go there. There you go. I didn't need to deconstruct that one, did I? Polluted water goes up here. And then that can all just... it'll just flow down here. We'll put a bridge here as well. Yeah, and then this can be a bridge. I can go in here. We'll put another shower here. You're done deconstructing these. And then we can put the lights here, which is what I wanted to do. That's why we shuffled everything around. So people will shower faster. I hope I haven't been building these lights out of gold amalgam this whole time. That'd be annoying. There you go. Now I can have lit showers. So, something I could do. I mean, we're going to move these coal plants eventually, but we are going to end up picking up a load of coal from these rooms, and that coal is going to end up here. So let's make this loader for coal. And then we'll build a rail that will actually go and drop it off at the power plants. So I can come over here, down here. I'm just going to dump it here. Actually, no. We want the conveyor receptacle for this. Don't we? We'll grab it out of the conveyor receptacle and put it in the plants. Is that how conveyor receptacles work? I imagine so, because it's loading these from the conveyor receptacle. So yeah, that's what we're going to want to do. So forget the chute. We'll get the conveyor receptacle researched after we get the phone researched. Build some more pitcher pumps. Yeah, air needs to get a bit less thin so that we actually get some plant growth. Yeah, oxygen consumption seems a bit lower than normal. Normally, dupes would consume 60 kilograms of oxygen in a day. So clearly people have been holding their breath a fair bit, and that's led to an oxygen saving. So I expect the base pressure will go up a little bit, but it won't get that high, because once the dupes stop holding their breath, they'll start ingesting too much again. It gives us a little bit of time at least to get this research done. Who is actually supposed to research? Yeah, Pav has a high science skill. Nicholas is absolutely supposed to do it. So Banny, you can have some sustainability. That sounds good to me. And we need to plug these lights in. It's okay. Right. Let's just leave that to run for a bit. I'm gonna turn my shut my blind. I hear the sounds of research. What's happened? Okay, so we have researched the phone. Good. Because water coolers suck. I'll put the phones here. At the moment, your production is enough for 14 dupes. Yes, exactly. That is correct. It's enough for 13.2. I'm kind of just putting off putting a fourth one in. I hate them. They take up so much dupe time. And the thing is, nowadays, actually, our water is warm enough that it's not really making much of a difference to the heat economy. I mean, as we melt more ice, maybe that will change, but who knows? There is definitely a point where we should just stop with the algae terrariums and switch to a spawn. But I'd like to get the packer going first. Also, you guys have not been moving these guys at all because this guy needs to be wrangled. But we are getting more hatches in here. And they are getting room, so that's good. Let's just make this a yellow alert so you actually put the egg in place. And then we need to research the conveyor receptacle. But yeah, these dupes just have so many manual errands at the moment because of these algae terrariums. It sucks. And I don't want to automate absolutely everything because I feel like I'm going to move some stuff around. So I don't want to get them to build all the automation just to rip it up again. Like, we know we're going to have a coal line. Right, so there is no water in here anymore, so we can remove all of these. So let's remove these in sequence. We are heating up the brine as well. There's still a little bit of polluted water in this one. That's generating some heat. This ice is melting. Once this is gone, we'll dig this up as well. We'll let the water flow down here as well. I'll tell you what, these chefs have been working non-stop. I feel like they're barely keeping up with the bristleberry production. We've got 2 chefs. Like, these things are pretty much filling up. They are getting warmer as well. I should probably actually insulate this now, shouldn't I? Because we are generating more heat now. We need to make a proper freezer as well. Well, at least the bathrooms are working, the bridges are working properly. And then excess bathroom water is going to the plants, all the russet blossoms up there. So let's go through this pipe. It's actually building up in here at the moment. Oh, I see, because we're just feeding them from the steam vent instead. Let's actually connect this again now. We can merge these. But these are too hot now. Interesting. Yeah, this water is too hot now. Let's cut that off. God, this middle mouse button is really not working. I think it's actually on its way out. I might need to get a new mouse. Hardly working. So this water's too hot. Water's too hot. Interesting, it's getting to the point that our water is actually too hot for these plants. Consider building airflow tiles in the middle doors column. Chef's recovering breath. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think we might have to do that. Right, I'm just going to use the WAS keys for now, because this mouse button is just stopped. Yeah, I'll put some of these in here for now. Seems sensible. God, it feels so weird doing this. Oh, this doesn't need to be insulated anymore, does it? I don't think it does. I'm gonna rip this all up. Build them in the door column. Yeah, we can build them in the door column as well. There we go. So yeah, now let's actually take these, copy these settings across here, and dump the rest of the polluted water down here. Turn these off. So this polluted water will get drained. I can remove these. In fact, I can remove all of this now. So yeah, keep removing this. Remove this, and then we'll start putting the packing tanks in. I think I'm actually getting to the point where I need to cool the water for the plants. We've got a big stockpile of food, so that should be fine. I'm gonna deconstruct these as well, and we're gonna try and plant some up here. We need to actually build something here, so let's move this. Okay, research is done. That is for the conveyor receptacles. Good. Okay, so we can actually finish this off now. That's good. So these can go here. And I'm going to put one here as well. Coal. And we're going to do the same for a lot of these coal power plants. And that conveyor will be for material to feed these guys with. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a manually loaded one. Allow manual use. And make this... We're just going to feed them sandstone for now. We'll feed them different stuff as we go to get them to different levels. Or to get the stone hatches, but I'm not going to do stone hatches at the moment. Alright, we bagged the little critters. Good. Get them down here. So we probably could actually build this without these, because we built this dropper and it seems to be working just fine. Yeah, good. You know what? This could be the thumbnail. We'll capture the other thing dropping. Has it been nice to be back at the larger map size? It has. I mean, we haven't really done anything with it yet, but it is nice just knowing that I can build everything and it's mostly going to be on this one planet. You did not drop him in the right spot. It must be said. Okay. We'll go have a look at that in a minute. Yeah, it's been alright. Right, let's put in oh, care about that. Let's put in the auto sweepers. I could actually do something like this. That would make sense. Maybe we drop sand off in here as well. Wild sage? Yeah, we did get a wild sage. I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, this auto port is over here, so that sweeper won't reach there. I'll need to move these. Yeah, that'll do. I'd have to flip this one if I was going to get that to auto sweep as well. I don't think I'm going to bother with that for now. So wire can go here. Low wire. There you go. And then conveyor receptacles can go here. I just prefer how it looks over there. So let's see. And then the conveyor rail will come along this way, down here. Is there another coal plant? There's another coal plant here. I'll just put the sweeper here as well. Put these all in the same place. Odd. Nutrient bars. My favorite. Well, we've got room for one more dude now that we've got 18 mess tables. Sorry about that. Branching critter aversion. Nice. I think, to be honest, I'm going to take the night owl. Oh, I need to give night owls a different schedule. Let's actually just make 2 different schedules. Take Travaldo. We'll give him branching, because we're going to have a lot of branching to do. So, skills... Farming. Ruby, you can have building level 3. Red hair, you can have operating. We'll just take you to Mechatronics too. I want to get as many Mechatronics as early as possible. I'm actually going to give you this, but I'm going to give it to you later, because we'll need it eventually. So you can have building for now. Priorities. Rivaldo can prioritize. It's fine. Then you're going to have that bed, and then we've got all the mess tables in here. We've got the Great Hall again with the light. Keep deconstructing this. Then we need the coal chute to actually go in here as well. This at least should mean we have sustainable coal power. So then this will go... This can just go straight down here. It's fine. We'll keep getting our hatch numbers up. You need to build a ladder here. That should reach all of those. You need to actually grab the dude. Please grab the dude. There you go, Travaldo. Good job. It's thumbnail time. Yeah, I'm really happy with this dropper design. It's very intuitive. I actually understand it. It's always helpful. So this is going to be the feeder line. So this will go down here. Let's feed into all of these. And then we can just manually load this instead of the feeders. So actually we can make these priority 5. You haven't really used these kilns very much. It's a bit of a shame. But I feel like we've really been able to refine our dropper design over the runs. Because when we originally did it on Badlands Boffins, it was... the automation was too complicated, and it broke, and it wasn't good. The dropper part was fine, but like... oh no, the critter bit was fine, but the dropper bit was too complicated, and it broke in a way we couldn't fix. And then on flip farters, we did it with Smeagol's and Grubs, and that worked well. And now we've come back and we've done it with hatches again, and we managed to make it even smaller. Yeah, you guys are building that. You guys are building that rail pretty quickly now. Good. It's base oxygen looking. It's getting better. This is really bad. I mean, this is just because it's backed up. I should probably put a carbon skimmer in here as well. Yeah, let's put a carbon skimmer here. Pick that up. Keep deconstructing these. That's probably enough pitcher pumps. I don't think we're going to need more than 3 pitcher pumps for water. I love how all the brine has also just formed a column. Very cool. So, carbon skimmer can go here. We'll just connect this up to the bathroom line, I guess. Yeah. Maybe I'll even put 2 in. Because we are using a lot of coal plants. This is kind of a ticking time bomb at the moment. So let's see. So regular water goes in here. Let's actually send this line down here. And bring it up here. Bring it over here. Bring it that way. And then the polluted water can come out here and just go back into that one. Yeah, that should be fine. And that wire can come here. This line is getting overstressed again. Let's actually hook this up here. We're just going to keep shifting this wire further and further down until it starts overloading on this end. That's the plan. So now these plants have run out of water. Let's see. Right, let's, I think this is ready now. We can plant the rest of these plants up here. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stop planting here. And I'm actually going to uproot these. Because we are eventually going to make these hatch ranches as well. And we're going to shift over to mostly barbecue. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to uproot all of these because we have enough food. We have enough food. Pick those up. We don't need to fertilize these anymore. I know you're enjoying using it, Amari, but we are going to eventually ship these over to Rogers. So what I want to do is I want to move these lights 2 back. Then that will cover everything. Then I'll do the same up here as well, but we won't plug these in yet. And then this will let us plan where we're going to put the auto sweepers for the bristle blossoms. Because we're going to have so much water coming in. We've got all these different water sources. Once we actually cool it down, we are just going to convert it into bristle blossoms for more food. And we're going to feed all this food to the tree. That's the plan. There you go. Deconstruct these. Oh, we've got a hatch in here. I completely forgot we had a hatch in here. Yeah, grab that guy. Because it's going to fill from the top down, I could even just build all the hatch stuff now. I think I am going to do that. Because I've got like half an hour left, and at least then I won't have to do it later. You know what? We can just do this. There you go. So now let us put these in, and then we'll remove the old ones. Ah, yeah, see, we're at insufficient oxygen generation again, because they're breathing more of the oxygen now. So the pressure is increasing, but they're still going to have CO2 pockets somewhere. Are these running? These are still going to need to fill up, aren't they? That's fine. So, it's so funny with the double lights here. I can remove these lights. And then we can start putting all the other stuff in here. Oh, I need to remove all the these tiles again. That's fine. Yeah, so we went from starving to having more food than we probably ever had at this point in the game. It's a weird flex. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rip these up. I don't think we're going to need these anymore because the dropper should be just fine. And we're going to put the, we're going to put some metal statues in here. Flex again. I just like having it be 5 wide. So then I do need to think about the auto sweepers. So Oh, wait. Ah, I've done a goof. It's alright, we'll put the auto sweepers here. They will fit here for these plants. And then we'll just put the loader up here. That makes sense. Although actually the loader will go in a different place, won't it? Let's see. I'm just going to make these all out of iron. I think we're just going to have 3, because it's slightly more than 2 is able to cover. Eventually we'll conductive wire this. These won't be running continuously too much. And then the loaders, we could put anywhere in this range of 3. It doesn't matter where we put it. So I guess we'll put it here. You know what, just make this out of whatever. I don't really mind what it's made out of. We're actually out of fine metal now. Get back to work. What's going on? What's going on with the lack of coolant? Oh, look. It's all being held behind this one tile of polluted ice. That wasn't very well thought out. Come in here and sweep this. Can you reach that? No. Okay, you know what? Dig this out instead. That will let all the brine flow in here. Which sod is going to go do that? We got another hatch up here. That one's elderly. How old is this hatch? It's 96. You know what? You get to stay out here. You're a buddy. Really? It's not what I want to game. I should have known though the polluted water would rise. Sod it. Did the ice. Just this once. I don't want to move this pump again. There you go. Now we'll get some more metal and we can finish off all of this stuff. So, let's see, mechanized airlocks go here. These wires will go over here. May as well put these in now. Thank you, game. That's definitely what I meant to do. We don't need to plug these lights in at the moment. Put this here, put this here. I don't really mind what metal we're making all this stuff out of, by the way. Maybe eventually we'll go back and change it, but I'm not really fussed at the moment. So we'll plug that wire in there. Future-proofed it a little bit. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. What type of engineer am I? I am a civil engineer. I design steel and concrete. But mostly I do project management at the moment, because that's what the work is at the moment. The work is that we've taken on more work than we can handle. So I am now mostly a manager. The thing is, my company, like 90% of the work that we do is drawing based. Because a lot of it is sort of standard designed items, and we're just figuring out where, and we're just deciding where to put them. There's a lot of drawing based stuff, but not a huge amount of actual engineering required. There are some really complicated projects that require more detailed civil engineering, and I seem to have gotten most of those at the start of my career. And at the moment, I just have a load of reports to write, but it's all right. I'm content at the moment. Plus 12 athletics is good, but minus construction is bad. Let's take more iron. Let's take more iron. This is a pretty good dupe. Some interests. The Joya seeds is also pretty good because they stay valid down to 0 degrees, but a lot of the map is colder than 0 degrees, so I'm not sure it's even that good. These things are definitely better for like Iridio and Oasis maps than Rime maps. Let's go take the iron. Right, you can have research. Good. Yeah, we'll just keep building all of this. The conveyor line can also change. So this can continue to come down here. Fill this with sandstone, please. You've been a similar slow season. It's been nice. I'm about ready to use my brain again. Yeah. You don't want things to be too quiet, but it's nice to have an occasional period where you're not like completely brain drained. Yeah, these people are making metal again. So this is going to go onto a food line, which is going to come in here. I'm going to open this door up. You don't need a door in here. Man, I still don't know exactly where I want to put everything. Like, I'm going to set up Mechatronics for a kitchen for now, but I still don't know exactly where everything is going to go. I need to actually think about that. Because there's this wedge here between the volcano and natural gas geyser where I'm probably going to fit the living quarters. But there is ice in here that I want to melt. Maybe I just put the kitchen down here. Maybe that's what we actually do. Maybe we just leave this running for now, and we set up the food line to go down here, and this is where we put the proper kitchen. In this rust area. And then what we'll do is we'll have this be an exit out of the base. There's another geyser here as well. Ooh, actually, let me just go quickly find out what this is. I'm very curious. Which is the best way to go? I guess we'll just go straight through the geode. Because I want to melt more ice. And then you can see what's here. Rebel Queen has a question. Go for it. I'm gonna Friday night this dig. Curious. You can put this back here, but you've been too busy to do any of this anyways. I'm sure you'll do it at some point. Right, so... yeah, keep doing that. You can't reach that. You need to dig this. There you go. Speed it up again. I might have a bit more time than usual tonight, because Sarah is at a friend's house. So... we'll continue until all this stuff is done. I imagine if we do it on speed 2, it'll be done in like a couple of cycles. So the guys of waterfall magic, is there a specific amount of pressure that needs to be on the 2 gas tiles? Does it need to be different types of gas? It needs to be different types of gas. The pressure doesn't really matter. You could use a very low amount of gas. But the reason it works is because you have the 2 different tiles of gas. So the liquid will try and drip between them, and then it'll come out the other side. We haven't actually made one here yet, because we haven't needed to. We probably will at some point, but it does depend on what geysers we find. These are too cold. Yeah, whatever. They'll heat up. This needs to get hooked up here. I'm gonna try and figure it out. If we get time, I'll just go back to Flip Farters and show you the sulfur one, because that one I was the most happy with. And I didn't have a good picture of that to show you the other day. There you go. Skills. Devon. Digging. There you go. There we go. We got some coal coming through here. We got a conveyor full of coal here. No one built the auto sweeper yet. Nice. I have given you a load of stuff to do, so that's fair enough. These settings across, and then the auto sweepers can load those from the conveyor receptacles. I'm really glad that's how that works, and that the auto sweepers actually do grab from the conveyor. And the sandstones will come in down here. I'm just manually delivering it here. Eventually, we'll hook this all up to all the volcanoes and feed all the stone hatches Igneous Rock. But we're just going to do regular hatches for now. And the main reason I'm going absolutely ham on the hatches is to get eggs for lime. But the next step for that is the Paku, and that's what we're going to do next stream. We're going to put the Paku here, maybe? Because we're going to have living quarters over here. I think I'm going to keep the bathrooms here. We'll keep the bathrooms central. I think we will stop the hatch column here, because we can just keep extending it out into space if we want to make it bigger. I'll probably switch this to a... well, I don't know what we're going to do with the research in the future, but this will do for now. Yeah, you guys are making more metal. That's good. That's pretty metal. Go there. There. Our metals view is going to be a real mess. So then, conveyor bridge here, conveyor bridge here. You're good to me. There you go. So these will be set to all. There's a lot of dirt in here, actually. That's going to draw a lot of power if we set this to all. Let's set this to just edibles. We don't quite have the power yet to sweep everything out of these. These rooms don't have a lot of stuff in them because we just replaced all the tiles, so that shouldn't be an issue there. Wait. Oh. There's a load of salt water over there. Okay. I guess that's gonna go in here. Okay. It's probably mostly gonna freeze, realistically. We did it! We flooded the base. Looks like we got a formation over here. Bit warmer. Still need to do something with this natural gas, but we've done plenty of stuff with natural gas, so I'm not going to prioritize that. We have coal. We have an infinite source of coal that we're growing. Now, what's in this geyser? Oh, it looks like a boring one. Boo! Boo hiss. Looks like some kind of oxygen vent. Well, you guys will build all of this once you have the actual metal. This room is filling up with hatches. This bit here, how many hatch eggs are here? There's one at the moment, that's okay. You guys are still in the process of being tamed. Yeah, we've done a pretty good job melting this. Ah, the slow shimmy. Hold on. Let's extend that down here. We don't want you doing a slow shimmy in water. That's never a good idea. Okay, looks like the carbon scheme is working now. Looks like they're getting enough water. They're going to keep sending stuff to the sieve. So this should work, just being hooked straight to the bathroom loop. I'm going to get rid of this bridge. I don't think we need to load this separately anymore. Oh my goodness, do you know about the eggs? What eggs? What do you mean? Get some eggs up here. Yeah, what's this vent then? It's the boring face. Infectious polluted oxygen. You know, we actually do need more oxygen, and it is hot. It would definitely make sense to let this erupt. Just stick some shine bugs in here and call it a day. We could do something with this. I think we'll do something with this next stream. I'm not going to pretend the oxygen wouldn't be helpful. And the heat. And we have shine bugs. In fact, we probably don't even need shine bugs. I could probably just make some uranium doors. Oh, we just... Well, we do still have some uranium ore. Cooking the eggs. We're not cooking any eggs at the moment. We built the egg crackers, but we're not cooking eggs. Wow, you all earned skill points at the same time. Let's see. Give you building. If in doubt, I'm going to give you building. You could have farming. But yeah, egg is interesting. You can cook omelets without... Yeah, I don't think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, disclose the information. No, I really don't know what you're talking about. Please enlighten me. Oh, you mean the egg state change? Yeah, yeah. I did this a while ago. So what I did is I put all of my raw egg by a natural gas vent, and I put it on a metal plate and a load of insulated tiles, and it cooked all of the eggs, all of the raw egg into omelette, and I put it on an auto sweeper. That was pretty cool. I didn't do that on stream though. I first discovered it by just manually delivering like a shinebug egg here, because I wanted to make an omelette, but I didn't have enough egg to make an omelette. So that's what I did. And someone else told me about it. I didn't find out about it on my own. Yeah, it is crazy. I wish meat would state change to barbecue. I feel like you should be able to cook meat without a grill. Like, but equally, I think if the barbecue gets too hot, it should burn and turn into like coal or something. I think that would be quite interesting as well, because having chefs is definitely a constraint. Stuff like bristleberry, I guess, makes sense. Steamed meats, yeah. Why can't you steam food? Looks like our Paku has been replaced by a baby again. I need to stop pumping all the liquid out of here. I'm gonna need to put a pump in here and filter at some point. Or maybe I just dump the fish in here. Well, we're gonna do all the fish-related stuff next stream anyways. Yeah, you try... Yeah, I know that doesn't work. I wish it did. I feel like it would be nice if it did. Oh, I've queued these all up out of copper. That's why they're not getting made. Yeah, everything that's been set to copper no longer applicable. Right. Let's get this finished. Make these out of iron. I can go there. And then... yeah, make these out of iron. Everything else we need to build these things. You just aren't grabbing it. You can make these out of aluminium. I never rebuilt this pump. Let's rebuild this pump. Make it out of gold. There you go, now you're actually building all these things that I meant for you to build ages ago. But now I can actually get this working. Good. And now you're actually doing some ceramic as well. Because you've run out of things to do, which is a good sign. So that will help generate some heat. There you go. Cool. That should be everything then. This should all be working properly, and it's going to fill the ranches from the top down. And I put the critter sensors here as well, so I can click these and see at a glance how many critters there were. Ooh, maybe I should flex. Maybe I should put a critter counter in here so it displays the number here. That would be pretty cool. Blue to water is continuing to go in here. That's fine. Set these to edibles. Right. So, yeah. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Plans for next stream. So, oxygen is back under control a little bit. The base pressure is still not perfect, but it's okay. So we're going to keep it with the 3 terrarium rooms at the moment. Stuff we need to do on the next stream. We need to get the Pakus breeding, so that we're getting more lime from that, so that we've saved our Paku friend and that he's not actually just... he's hiding at the moment. There he is. So he's not just a wastrel. We put all the effort into rescuing him. It makes sense. We have the coal automated. That's actually worked really well. Like, we've already filled up these receptacles. just from what little hatches we've had. So that's good. And now we shouldn't actually need to worry about the hatches ever again. They should just keep multiplying forever. Oh, I need to put one more in here. Okay, let's just do that quickly. Yeah, just build this, please. Steve! No. Steve. I know you're hungry, Steve. I built the thing. Wait, that's... What do you mean? There you go. So, copy that across... Oh, I need to change the schedule as well. We have 2 night owls and they're currently not night owling. So let's change the downtime. I also gave them a load of extra downtime that I forgot about. Let's change the schedule blocks like this. That way everyone will always be working during these periods. That'll do. Get back to work, you lazy bums. Right, so this is all done now. So we've got room for 64 hatches breeding, and then the rest of them will get drowned. This auto sweeper is not going to reach this tile. Oh, but this door will open. Yeah, I see. That's fine then. Yeah. So next stream, we'll get the Paku tank in, and we'll start building some permanent living quarters over here. The top base layer will be here by the volcano. This is where we'll have the atmosuit docks. And then we'll have some kind of access shaft running over here, I think. We still need to do a bit more exploration. But yeah, then we'll put all the freezer stuff over here for the food, because our current freezer here is temporary and it's not really actually freezing everything. It's getting too hot. Food is too hot. Some of these bristleberries are starting to go off. So I'm going to continue to expand over here. And we are going to continue to pray that we can keep the food cold until we can build the freezer. So that's what we're going to do. Tomorrow we're going to build, well not tomorrow, Monday we're going to build the Paku. We're going to build the permanent area where we're going to have the Great Hall and stuff. Because this is going to change. We're going to do something different over here. Because this whole bit is just random stuff at the moment. And there's a big water tank here that I don't know what to do with. I don't know, I'm still undecided, to be honest. It would probably be easier for me to just shift the algae terrariums over here and start putting permanent base stuff over here. I don't know. Right, I'm too tired. I'm rambling now. Let me save it. I will close it out before my brain turns to mush. Ready. It's been a good one. I've enjoyed it. It's been nice getting on with some option not included. Feel like we're making some real progress with this base. Now that we're going to have a proper hatch set up, food will be ours, coal will be ours, lag will be ours. We'll be alright. I'm just happy we've managed to refine that build since Badlands Boffins. But yeah, thanks for watching. I usually stream 7:30 to 10:30 British time, Mondays to Fridays. Dice Sphere program is on Fridays, so that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. I'm probably going to be setting up all of my building production stuff in the new star system. now that we've covered a third of that planet in solar panels. So we should have enough power to do whatever we want over there. Yeah, the best way of knowing what I'll be streaming and when is to follow me on Twitch, and you'll get a notification of when I go live. I usually try and make those notifications helpful. If you miss a stream, there is the YouTube channel where I post all the VODs for this and all the other series. There's loads of different series of me playing Oxygen Not Included. Some other games as well, like Noita, Potion Craft, Subnautica as well. And there's also Discord where we hang out and we post memes and builds for various games. Again, usually mostly Oxygen Not Included. Thank you for the fishy love, Pavlov. I like the fish. I like the fishy emotes. I like being able to go in random people's channels and just like spam fish whenever they talk about fish. That's what I like to do with those. Yeah, you get the fishy emotes for following, and you get the whiskers emotes for subscribing. Anyways, let me go find someone to rate. Who's it gonna be? I like the fish. I'm gonna go rate Live Action Pixel. It's been a while. What are they up to? Let me check before I just go randomly drop in. They appear to be playing the Twitch integration mod. Yeah, they've started. They're on cycle 279. Yeah, they've got some kind of pose going on. Looks like they're trying to build some kind of big heat exchanger at the moment. I can see a Paku. Oh, I think they found those really, really hot gold volcanoes on the skewed asteroid. Yeah, let's go have a look at that. Ready. I'm gonna raid Live Action Pixel in like 10 seconds. If you have any fishy sentiments or thoughts you wish to share with them, get ready. We're gonna go over in 5, 4, 3. Bye for now.